Hey guys, I'm back. I'm back in NAMM. I'm back in NAMM. Oh my gosh, I'm back. I'm back in NAMM. How's it? This is Mundo and welcome. Check out my new studio. I've been working on it since December and mostly this month of January as well. Last week I put out this is only a test YouTube video. Wanted to see how my wiring was working with my computer, all the stuff you can't see here and speakers, and I just wanted to see if that kind of recording workflow was working. And guess what? Some of my, or a lot of my plugins aren't working, but that's what I've been doing. I've been doing baby steps. In fact, the lighting is going to change. I have lights, I just don't know where to put them up, so I did something here. So it's been a week since NAMM, but my head is still at NAMM. It's swirling with good times, of course, and then all the gear, all the new gear. And I thought I would share a few of my favorite picks from this year's 2025 NAMM show from the subjective angle of how I would use the gear professionally. Maybe that would help you. And where I was focusing my mind on certain types of gear that I could make money from. And the springboard from that kind of thinking, I'm looking for gear that's going to help me make money in my professional life, and also gear that I'm not going to overly spend for something I will ultimately beat up out in the field. So yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I posted about at the base of all this, we all love music. It turns us into kids, all that stuff. It comes down to community and our friends and our family. And it was great getting reacquainted with people you see once a year or haven't seen in years. But NAMM Show, National Association of Music Merchants, it's for the real retailers, it's for the companies. And as a stunt guitarist and spokesperson for products, I did product development. I sat in on meetings and really saw the other side of NAMM, the business side, which is what everybody's there for. And we would show products to anyone from Guitar Center to Amazon and other markets such as China, Europe, Mexico, South America. They would either order right there or we get a feeling for what we needed, and that would entail the whole year and what we needed to do for each quarter and have enough supply and all that stuff. So I do respect all that's going on. Right now I'm going to speak, like I said, subjectively what I thought was my faves at NAMM. So hopefully I can do this a little organized, and let's talk about guitars. Alright, if you follow this channel, I'm a Yamaha ambassador and I love their acoustic guitars. They're great professional level, affordable guitars, and 480 shows a year at Atmosfeel. I can't beat the thing up. It's awesome. It's a workhorse. So 2023 I helped debut this FS9 guitar. I'm in love with this guitar. It is one of the best acoustics I've ever played. They're a little more pricey, but a lot cheaper than, let's say, a Collings, and that's in line with what the level of guitar these are to me, like a high-end Collings. Okay, so two models, I think, spruce tops, but one has rosewood back and sides, the other one has mahogany back and sides. That's a cheaper model. I actually preferred that. Felt livelier. But for as much as I loved it, I couldn't justify getting one because there's no electronics in it. And so I ended up using, can you see that red label guitar back here? FSX3. That has the Atmosfeel in it, and I use that all the time. If you take a lesson with me, that's usually the guitar I'm teaching from. I play it almost every day. Now they have the Atmosfeel pickup system, but it is the new improved Atmosfeel pickup system, and now I'm super excited about this guitar. That's cool. They do have the FG9 Dreadnought, but the FS9 is a smaller body, and your shoulder's not so propped up. Big sound, incredible feel. But check this out. This is the Atmosfeel. This is the system I use in Cirque du Soleil's Mystère Show. And under the bridge, there's a piezo sensor to capture the low frequencies. There's also a built-in microphone, captures the mids. and some lows. And finally there's that like sheet sensor that goes under the spruce top, and that'll capture the frequency, high frequencies. All right, I'll try to put a link up to the Transacoustic that I made a video of years ago. They have the Transacoustic, I think it's 3 now. It debuted at NAMM, and it includes a looper in it. How cool is that? So you have your effects, you have your looper. Right here, the circle, I think that's where you tap it to begin and end a loop. And I've done loopers before. I prefer using my hands and hitting things quick. I tend to get off time with my feet. Super excited about this. Lots of applications. And yeah, onboard effects. Comes from the guitar. So cool. I think we're going to be hearing a lot about this guitar. Missed Robbie Calvo at the show. I didn't see him there this year. He's one of the best demo guitars out there, and a good friend. I couldn't get the NAMM app to work this year, and I used that. It never really works good every year, but I use that to logistically find myself when I'm trying to find a company. And in this case, I was trying to find Neuro DSP. And they had a booth, but it was only for meeting, and it was just, I couldn't find it. And I'm looking at the ground at the booth numbers, just trying to figure things out. And I looked here, I came up here, and John Suhr was right there in the hallway. It was great to see him. I play his guitars in the Mystere show, and he told me to check out the new OSO guitar. So I went to Suhr. OSO is a short scale kind of T-style body, and I think it's its own thing because the scale is like a short scale Gibson scale, and isn't that 4.75? I think these, I'll put some text up to make sure I'm right, but I think these are 2.62. And talking to a master luthier friend of mine, he thought that was so cool because that's like the Holy Grail 59 scale. So I think they're their own things. They felt great. I didn't plug one in, but I'm trying not to plug too many things in because I fall in love with it and then I want it. But in talking to my luthier friend, he said, just go with the mahogany body. And I wouldn't have minded to see a P90 in these, but these are sweet. I'm super excited about it. Another guitar I fell in love with was the Reb Beach Koa guitar. Reb's always had a Koa Suhr, but instead of a solid body Koa, this is just a Koa top. And I know Koa is getting expensive and more hard to find, so it's an outer body, but I got some pictures of myself with it. I love this guitar. That was sweet. In Mystere, I play a modern Suhr, and it is killer. I love maple necks, and they had 4 new limited moderns. I don't think anybody does the pink, the shell pink, better than Suhr. These two are my favorite. The vintage yellow and the shell pink. Felt great, looked cool, and knocked out by Suhr. They had a bunch of great models. Tyler guitars. So, real quick story. Back in my Hollywood days, my truck got stolen. I was on my way to go to Japan for 3 months, turned into 6 months, and my guitar was falling apart. Literally before every gig, I was out there with screwdrivers and Allen wrenches, tightening everything, and I needed a new guitar either way. So I took the car insurance money and I bought a new guitar. And kind of my first choice was a James Tyler guitar, and I actually went to his shop, and it was James Tyler helping me. Took Michael Ward from the Wallflowers. Miss him, he passed away last year. So we'd have 2 sets of ears, and we just loved that guitar. Couldn't get over the headstock. And then all these years later, it's like, you know, you think about the ones that got away. In our case, it's guitars, right? And last few years with my friend Master Luthier Gil Vasquez and Rich Rankin running the place, I've got reacquainted with those guitars, and I love them. I'm over the headstock, and I see a Tyler in my future. But yeah, it's one of those guitars where if you know, you know, and now everybody's knowing. It's one of those not well kept secrets anymore. I'm a big Dan Huff fan. The last few years I love their original Dan Huff version, and I'm gonna go in that direction when I order a guitar from them. Big thanks to Rich Rankin for letting me use the Dan Huff shop guitar. It was actually built by James Tyler. I use it for an interview and to play at Anatomy of Sound guitar picks, which, by the way, I'm an endorser, and they're still, Larry Heishoser is a mad scientist. He's still developing things. I use these Heartbeat jazz picks, and we figured out they came to NAMM in 2018, and I have not stopped using it since that NAMM show. I literally met him, took the pick, and went and did some NAMM concerts on the floor for Washburn Guitars. Yeah, they're great. And so he's taken this pick, and there's a new prototype. It's thicker, still smaller tip. I've already gamed them in the show. It's so awesome. And so all my friends know that for years I'm looking for the perfect Tele that I can actually play. I love the Suhr Teles, but to me they sound a little on the modern side. I'm looking for something to help me sound more vintage in the studio and get those tones. But then when I do find it, it's hard for me to play. It doesn't feel right. I have found a few like 54 Fender reissue custom shop guitars, but used they're like $5,000, so I'm out. So I'm always looking for a Tele that I can play. Steve Trafalo, one of my teachers from Musicians Institute, told me to check out LSL because they're doing it like the right way, like Fender used to. I did get to try one of those guitars, and I don't think LSL was on the floor. I tried it at the Bad Cat amp booth, but man, that was sweet. So I'm going to have my eye on that. Another guitar that I did not plug in, but that felt really good, was the new FlatV 2 Josh Smith Tele. FlatV 2 Josh Smith Tele. I do like how the pickup selector is close. I know it's a Tele. I like to have my volume knob close so I can always grab it with my pinky, but that's okay. It was light, not too heavy, felt great, and acoustically it sounded really Tele-like, so I was really impressed with this guitar. Ibanez has so many artist models, it was a little, not confusing, but overwhelming, and it is neat to go run the gamut of their artist guitars that were there and just feel all the necks and see what kind of neck the artist likes versus another artist. That's, to me, that's cool. Hey, John Cruz, master luthier, joined up with Iconic. I didn't play one of those guitars. It didn't feel like I could walk up and grab it off the wall, but they seem pretty cool. So I'm from Hawaii, and my first instrument was the ukulele, and nowadays I play a Kanile'a ukulele, and I'm so in love with mine. They, to me, are Joe Souza and company are outside of the box thinker. They're like the Taylor guitars of the ukulele field, in my opinion. And they also give back. They reharvest koa trees and other endemic plants on the Big Island. So whenever you buy an instrument, they take some of that money and use it to reharvest. So I have a special place for them in my heart. But I am totally in love with this Kanile'a T3 ukulele that I have, or is it K3? Anyway, I use it on all my sessions. And this year Joe showed me the KG5 guitar at a hefty almost $15,000. But man, it is gorgeous, and it was huge, a big sound. You notice it has the top port here as well, so you're hearing that. Guitar felt great. They are making other guitars as well, but this one just knocked my socks out. It was great. But once again, if you're looking for an ukulele, I suggest Kanile'a.